Hello everyone, and welcome back to Old School RuneScapes Trailblazer League, where we're about to make what turned out to be one of the harder decisions of this league for me. Up until now, I've been pretty certain about my choices. This one took a lot of thought to come to a decision, a lot of planning and thinking on what I wanted to do for the next couple months in this league, and the end result is kind of boring, honestly. I'm going to go with Asgarnia. Which, I mean, it's really kind of boring. You know, we're going to have basically the whole free area and then, like, the generic members area. Nothing special, with one last decision, of course, which will be between the desert and the elves. But yeah, I'm going to go with Falador and the general area for a couple reasons. For one thing, it's been really frustrating not having it. Like, there's so many things, like quests and stuff that, like, oh, I need to go there. Just content that would be so much easier if I just had access to that area. So that alone is already annoying. And then, in terms of the tasks available there compared to the other choices, it just feels like a better choice, a better fit for my playstyle. So yeah, I mean, if we look, we get all these cool things. Like, all this stuff is stuff that I can actually do, feel confident in doing. So yeah, I mean, the biggest problem, I think, for this is Rogue's Den. I don't really know much about, so I don't know how annoying that'll be. And Motherlode Mine, I don't know anything about either. Other than that, I pretty much know all this content. I mean, I don't know the boss, but, you know, Cerberus doesn't sound that hard compared to some bosses, so, you know. Unlocks. So this is going to give us Merlin's Crystal, My Arms, Big Adventure, The Feud. Some things are already checked off, that doesn't really matter. Special drops, obviously, you get the God Wars Dungeon drops, which are big. I think a lot of people have gone with Falador just for the God Wars Dungeon alone. I say Falador, it's Asgarnia. I mean, I think I'm going to try to grind out all the stuff, because there's, I think, like 750 kills of a single boss or something is one of the tasks. I mean, I'll try to do that. I don't know. I did do a very small amount of General Gardor back in the day with a team of 2 other people, usually. So, I mean, I at least have some small level of experience with this version of God Wars Dungeon compared to the RuneScape 3 version. But, you know, it's very minimal. But still, I feel pretty confident in having this being useful, even if it is really boring. And I would have loved to have chosen, you know, a more interesting area, such as Mauritania or the elves or something, but this just feels like the right choice. So yeah, let's go ahead and teleport over there, enjoy the view. I mean, I don't even know where we teleport to. Is it going to be like north of Falador, south of Falador? Is it going to be in Remington or something? Who knows? We'll find out. Oh wow, it's actually... Really? I think this is the closest one to a bank that I've gotten thus far. So I'll be using this one a lot. That is really good. Just a hop, skip, and a jump over to the bank. I love it. That is really surprising. I thought it would be where the lodestone is in RuneScape 3. A little further north. But no, they went there. Anyway, here's my bank, though. You know, there's not much to show as far as me exploring a new area, so we can just look at where I'm at. My bank's kind of filled up with junk at this point from doing all these random tasks. I tried to do a bunch of the low-level tasks to unlock this area early, otherwise I would have been getting it around the same time as the next relic, and I don't know, I felt like I kind of wanted to get this first, get it out of the way. So yeah, that's all my items there. Of course, there's what I'm wearing as well. We've done quite a few easy diaries now, no mediums yet, but you know, my levels aren't quite high enough for that. As you can see, my levels have increased significantly since the last episode. A few key levels have jumped up quite a bit. You know, like we have 53 fishing now, fletching's way higher than it was. I'm not really sure about others. I mean, obviously combat, I'm kind of stopping at 60 right now. I was hoping to be able to get to the 12x XP multiplier before really pushing on skills. I thought I would do it at 8x, but 12x just feels so close still, because it's only, you know, a short amount of tasks away once we're up in the 50 and 100 pointers, which is where we're at. We can go ahead and look at what all I've completed as well. As usual, I'll just scroll through real quickly, because honestly it doesn't really matter, but I mean, I've done quite a few things here. I'm still really bad at making money. It took me a long time to save up enough money to get a workbench in my house, which is just 10k. And I needed that. What did I need that for? Oh, to make birdhouses for Fossil Island, which I haven't gotten the tasks for that yet, but I'm at least working on it now. I hadn't really done anything on Fossil Island before, so it's kind of fun to finally have a chance to learn that area of the game. The tortoise was kind of hard to beat, but the hardest one that I fought, I think it might have been the fire giant. I don't know, I fought a few high-level things using prayer and teleporting when necessary in order to defeat them. I think there was one that was harder than fire giant, but I can't remember what it was off the top of my head right now. I don't remember if I mentioned the story of the scout tour, but I literally got it in like 30 seconds. It's ridiculous. We can figure out what I've fought. No, that's not what I wanted to combat. I have definitely defeated some stuff. Yeah, it was Tortoise, Greater Demon. Oh, Czar. Czar was... No, actually, Czar was easy. I just waited until I could get one of the weak guys, the crafter guys, with no one else attacking me. So that was actually pretty easy. I don't know. I guess it was the fire giant. I didn't even need to fight a fire giant. I just killed it because I thought I might need to, but it turned out to be unnecessary. So that was a bit silly on my part. In terms of quests, I guess we can look. I've not done really any quests. I did like Sea Slug, I think. That might be it. I don't know. I'm trying to hold off on quests. I know I'm going to miss some from them unlocking with areas, but quests really benefit from the XP multiplier, and since I'm not focused too much on skilling to super high levels yet, it's not a big deal, but I should probably start worrying about it soon. Now that we've got this area, like a lot of the quests I did want to do required this area, which was very frustrating. Like I couldn't do Biohazard to get into the Ogre Pen for something. I think that's for the Medium Diary, or I mean that should be already unlocked, I would think. I don't know. It's required for something. It must be a task in the actual system then, not in the Medium Diary. But yeah, that was something I wanted to do, and there's another quest that was required. There's a lot of quests that require here, so yeah. But yeah, now we have this huge area. I guess we can do pest control now, which will be interesting. I know there's like a veteran pest control thing that I don't know anything about. There's a few tasks relating to that I'll have to check out. Probably once I'm a little bit stronger, actually have a decent weapon and stuff so that I can help out. Yeah, I mean, obviously God Wars Dungeon is now in my future, which is going to be big. And I have a whole lot of new tasks to learn in the very near future. So speaking of the future though, so obviously we'll be getting another relic pretty soon. I don't know how soon. It could be a day, it could be 3 days, but I expect that it will not take overly long to get this. After that, it might slow down, I don't know. This next relic is kind of a boring one, really. Like, this will be a fun one to have, obviously, but it's not super game-changing or anything, because it's really focused just on Slayer and a clue scroll upgrade as well, which is interesting, because the other one's clue scroll focused, but this one makes it much easier to get clue scrolls as well. But yeah, it's the XP multiplier that really changes things from this one. Then after that, we have this one, which... I mean, I've been questioning this one. The more I think about it, I'm wondering if it's kind of a trick, and if the botanist would be better. Just because, you know, am I really going to have that much trouble getting to 99 or 25 million in the gathering skills? I think the best use of this one is probably the pickaxe, because smithing does suck. I won't lie. Like, even with this 8x multiplier, smithing is so slow. That's why I don't have any good armor or weapons yet, is because I just can't stand smithing even at these speeds. So if I did choose this, it would be almost exclusively because I want the pickaxe. But yeah, I'm uncertain now, the more I think about it, on whether I should pick one of those two. So we'll see on that. That's a ways away, though. You can see there's a big chunk that we'll need once we get there. And I guess the last thing I wanted to do for this episode, I keep getting distracted while doing it, but I wanted to just real quickly just glance at the things we have available to us now. Switch over to incomplete. So yeah, we got a lot of things that we can now kill. We can kill trolls, blue dragons, black demons, the giant mole, skeletal wyverns. We can get granite legs, which would be nice to have. I mean, their weight is usually an issue, but not when you have unlimited run energy. Need to get Amulet of Glory. And then, of course, we move on to the old God Wars Dungeon stuff, which is going to be fun. 250 points just for beating Cerberus. I believe he attacks with like melee and ranged, so I can't just protect from him. I don't know about the mole. I can't remember. I know I used to fight the mole back when it was like it is in 2007, but I don't really remember the details of it very well. So, yeah. But as you can see, like, obviously there's a lot of killing God Wars Dungeon stuff in here, but overall this is completely doable stuff for me. Which, if you look at the high tier stuff in like another areas such as Mauritania, like I don't think this stuff's really gonna happen for me, so that's why I decided to exclude Mauritania from here on out as a choice. So yeah, we just have one last big choice of area left between the elves and the desert. Still, I just don't know enough about the elves to fully make the choice one way or the other. I know, you know, kind of what's in the desert, and it would mostly be for ancient magics to have that, which would obviously have some good utility in combat and stuff, being able to freeze things or use blood spells or whatever. I've not been big on ancient magic in the past, but for the sake of Trailblazer League, I would be if I end up choosing that option. But yeah, the biggest argument I have against the desert, honestly, is just another kind of boring choice, because then I would literally just have the free area and like the two most generic members areas. Then again, I mean, Firminic's technically interesting, but I also just consider the Firminic area the most boring area in the game. So I don't know, but it's boring in a different way than, you know, these areas are. It's just kind of meh. But anyway, I think that is enough. This episode's gone on surprisingly long, considering all I did was unlock Asgarnia and talk about what I've done. But I feel like I've not always done a great job at discussing what I've been up to in this series. It's hard to keep track of, because I've been playing a lot in a short amount of time. This thing, at the time I'm recording this, it hasn't even been out for a full week yet, and we're already this far into it. So, it's pretty crazy. I didn't expect the progress to be this fast. I know that people are already getting, whatever that cape is called from, I think it's the Inferno or something. Yeah, the Inferno cape. People are already getting that and stuff. People are high levels. I see people all the time, super high level stuff. I'm kind of goofing off down here at the low tier. I think I was in the 80,000s for league points, which is pretty sad, but as I said, I'd been focusing on small tasks recently. I've not been doing the big tasks. Like, I could easily have gotten like a 99 in combat or something by now, no problem. But instead I've been running around doing stupid little things, because in the end I expect that I will want to have done these little things, so I might as well do them when I'm a low-level noob and actually get some small benefit from getting those points. Whereas in the end I'd be super high level and like grinding away to get like 10 points. It'd be kind of lame. Anyway, yeah, that is everything there. I've got the day off work tomorrow, which is, you know, the day that this episode's coming out, so I'll be playing a lot of this, I think. Working my way towards the next relic. I'm going to be probably redoubling my efforts to make money now. Oh, the big thing, I forgot to mention, I'd mentioned this in previous episodes, of clue scrolls. I have 3 clue scrolls in my bank. I think 2 or 3 of them, I know the easy and the beginner both required Asgarnia. I don't remember if the medium did. Okay, I just got that for some reason. It gave me another Chaos Druid task. Very annoying. They're just kind of annoying to kill. What's the medium? Oh, this was the Ogre Pin. That's what it was. Okay. I mean, yes, I could throw it away, but I knew I was going to choose Falador for a couple days now. I was pretty certain, so I kept a hold of these so I could use them now, because there's no use in throwing them away. Right? I mean, I probably would have just gotten another one in an area I can't do. So yeah, that was the last big thing. I'd forgotten to mention these stupid clue scrolls. I can finally finish them, because that has been annoying me so much. Yeah, I'll see you guys whenever we get the next relic. Once things finally slow down and we start actually going, you know, a full week without me obtaining a new unlock, we'll be doing weekly updates. I did those in the last league, And they're basically like what this episode is, just without me pressing an unlock button at the start, where I'd just be showing what my bank looks like, what my levels are like, discussing any random things I remember. So that's kind of the future of this series, because obviously these rapid fire unlocks can't continue for the full end of the year for this thing through January. So at some point, probably next week, we will have to do a proper weekly update video instead of one of these more exciting unlock choice ones. Although they're less exciting the more I discuss what I think I'm going to choose, right? But it really is still up in the air. Like, I'm pretty certain I'm going to choose one specific one of these, and I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I'm not entirely certain. I'm still not certain on this exploding attacks on whether it causes them to become aggressive to you. I assume it does, but I don't actually know. The wiki's bad about giving little details like that. Kind of have to go look it up, and since this is a tier 6 one, not a lot of people are going to have it quite yet. But I've honestly not really looked very hard. I just looked on the wiki and gave up. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys next episode where we get to choose another relic, although it's honestly not much of a choice, that one, but at least you'll be able to see what I've been up to in Asgarnia, right? Bye!